The Manhattan DA's office, just minutes ago, law enforcement sources tell WNBC that DA Alvin Bragg has now received a death threat. A note inside a letter addressed to him said, quote, "Alvin, I'm going to kill you." It also contained a small amount of white powder. The substance was deemed non-hazardous, and there were no evacuations or injuries. Law enforcement sources also say the NYPD and now the FBI are both on scene investigating. We're going to go there as soon as we can. The threat comes after Donald Trump has been escalating his aggressive rhetoric against DA Alvin Bragg. Overnight, he posted a warning of potential death and destruction, his words, if he is charged. Critics were already worrying Donald Trump was getting dangerously close to inciting another riot. This will add to that concern. On that note, Republican lawmakers, led by Trump ally Marjorie Taylor Greene, just wrapped up a jailhouse tour in D.C. in what appeared to be a visit in solidarity with January 6 defendants. Joining me now on that death threat, NBC News senior legal analyst Laura Jarrett. So, Laura, we just got it from Jonathan Deans at WNBC and the other reporters there, and we have the contents of the letter. It was addressed to the DA's office, has the address on it. Attention, Alvin Bragg, received March 24th, today, at 11:40. Letter is typed again. It's typed, and this is the quote, "Alvin, I'm going to kill you," and then a series of exclamation points.
Yeah, obviously very disturbing. Obviously, comes on the heels, as you mentioned, of the former president's post on Truth Social this morning in the wee hours, warning of potential death and destruction if, in fact, he is indicted. No announcement on that front. But obviously, this going to the person who has been indicting him, who he has been on a tear against all week on social media. We're also getting a comment in from the district attorney's office, which is pretty rare, has not commented on many of the president's posts, other than just internally to say within the office that the office is going to follow the facts and the law. But here's what the DA's office is saying in response to this specific threat, Katie. The DA has informed the office that it was immediately contained, presumably meaning this substance, and that the NYPD Emergency Service Unit and the NYC Department of Environmental Protection determined there was no dangerous substance. So the headline, of course, no dangerous substance, didn't pose a threat, but obviously the message was clear. The message itself was menacing, and so you can infer the intent there.
We just saw video of the Environmental Protection Agency here in New York. They were loading a big case. They're loading multiple big cases into that car. We can presume maybe one of them contains what was inside that letter, but again, they've deemed it non-threatening. It harkens back to a time not so long ago where a lot of people across this country who were in positions of power were receiving these sorts of letters with white powder in them, back to the anthrax scares of the early 2000s.
Yeah, and it's obviously, a scary time anytime there's a threat against a public official. And it's worth noting, a federal judge just yesterday has decided to keep the identities of a jury secret in a separate case related to this same potential defendant, because that judge said that this person has a history of attacking law enforcement, courts, judges. And so it's just worth noting that there's sort of his statements are received by his followers. The judge said that even though he's not speaking to sort of any of the actual contents of what's happening in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, you can't help but notice that this is happening in public view and that there are people who are certainly inspired by what he's saying on social media.
That's the E. Jean Carroll case. Yeah. She accused him of assault decades ago, and that case is being litigated or argued right now. All right, so you have this happening. You have Donald Trump escalating his rhetoric. He's going to Waco, Texas this weekend. There are questions about what he might say in front of that crowd. There's also been some legal educated guessing by former Manhattan DA members on this show about why an indictment has not yet come. And the thought from them is that if an indictment does come, the DA will want to do it so that Donald Trump can get to New York City as quickly as possible. So there's not a lag, say a lag where he can go hold a rally in a place where he rails against the DA, concerns about security here in this city.
Yeah, obviously, the honest truth is no one really knows, except for the inner workings of the attorneys in that office, why we haven't seen anything yet, or if we will ever see anything. We don't know if there might be additional witnesses. We know that they're expected to meet on Monday again. They typically meet on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. They didn't meet on the hush money case yesterday, although they did appear there. They seem to be meeting on a variety of different subject matters, which is not unusual. removal. So they're expected to go back Monday. And if, in fact, the DA decides to indict, he could possibly charge them on Monday. We just don't know yet. But it's not unreasonable to expect that he would want to get his ducks in a row and make sure he has everything lined up security-wise if, in fact, that's the way he decides to move forward.
And regarding other threats that the president has made toward the office, Alvin Bragg has said his office will not be intimidated. That's about as far as he's gone in commenting about what Donald Trump has been saying.